All right, we are live. Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are located. We are live right now with Bits of Wealth. This morning, we're going to be going over, of course, our charts that we do, the chart reviews every week. So excited to get into that. And there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the world, of course, fundamentally. So we'll look into some of that and the charts and everything else that's happening. But yeah, some pretty awesome trades already taking place and also some potential setups that are going to be coming up. Also, just wanted to throw it out there like I always do every time we jump on a stream. Anything that we do discuss here today is not financial advice, it's just purely for educational purposes. We are just going to have some fun, draw some lines, and look into the markets. Bits, how are you doing today?
Hey, good morning. Doing all right.
Good morning.
Enjoying the volatility.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of good plays. We were earlier on a wolf space, so that was a fun one. We had some really awesome takes there as well from the panel, and so excited to dive into it. Bits, you wanna bring up your charts, and I'll start sharing the link in all of the groups that I'm in.
Yeah, let me work on that. Um,
Bitcoin is looking interesting today.
yeah. Oh yeah.
We are sitting at about 70.8.
There we go.
Right?
Cool. So that should be live.
See,
Yeah. So let me I guess just jump into BTC here. Um, so right now we're still just ranging between previous week low, previous week high on BTC. So 65K to 74K or so was that big move we put in last Wednesday for BTC to the upside. Um, this was Ran. This was the Ran post up here. Remember, he said it was gonna squeeze and go on so much higher, and then we turned around. So um, is Ran is he about to get his wish over here on a second attempt? I guess is a question we need to look at. And if not, what is the possibility of this rejecting here and then doing something like that and coming to form lower lows? So we'll look at that on BTC. On daily time frame, it's still just basically sideways, guys. It's still just basically sideways. You can kind of call this your effective range on BTC. It is moving up a little bit, so it's like an ascending range, if you will, where your floor is coming up and you're sealing your highs here, although they're kind of flat overall. They are also getting a little bit higher, so it is climbing up. But I mean, isn't this also by definition what would be called a bear flag, right? Ultimately, like this kind of structure here, more often than not, breaks to the downside. So we got to be a little bit cautious about that. But overall, let's take a look at total actually. So this is total crypto market cap here. Pulled back almost to the bottom of the 3-month range, actually, the previous quarterly candle here. So didn't quite hit it, came pretty close. Does look like it's trying to go up, but that previous week candle is horrible. Nothing but a wick to the upside. This inverted hammer looking thing here. So we'll see if it does make a move to the upside. I'll be watching this area here as it kind of moves up, which is also going to be the top of that weekly range. If you notice here on total crypto market, this is your bottom of that big weekly candle. This is the top of that weekly candle. There's probably a 3-day range that we're still stuck within. No, okay, we did we did go outside of the. Oh, excuse me, guys. I gotta get a drink real quick. There we go. So we did go outside of the 3-day range, but not above that weekly range yet. And a lot can happen here. We'll have to zoom in and we'll just play it on the daily chart. But On the, you know, on the lower time frame, it looks pretty much like BTC. So we'll look at BTC. We'll take a look at stablecoin dominance. Also, just kind of going sideways up here. If stablecoin dominance is going to repeat what it did in 2022, which really kicked off the move to bear market lows, we're essentially running out of time on that. We're running low on time, so we need to see if this finds some way to reverse this week or next week potentially. I mean, it almost would have to be like early next week, I think, because this is essentially that bars pattern right there. So we're pretty much out of time. If this is going to continue following that, like, you'd want to see that melt up happen pretty quickly here. If not, then maybe something is different. You know, something could genuinely be different. This thing starts melting down, and we're not getting a repeat of that year. What if, I guess would be another question, what if this structure here ends up just doing something like this? What if it is that? What if this green move is that green move that's already in? What if this stuff here is going to effectively be this, and we go sideways for a few months down here, just like we did in 2024 with BTC, where we went sideways for 8 months or something like that. So what if we're, you know, I guess this is a possibility. I don't know that it's super likely, but if this chops around here, could it be forming a base and then we go into the next bull market? You know, time would need to be spent down here for something like that to happen. Significant time, because we are ahead of schedule. We are very much ahead of schedule, it seems. But going back to BTC, let's go back to this 4 hour. The beauty of this is we've got clean structure right now. So if you're going to trade this, like we usually look for setups, right? Look, you've got a high and you've got a low now. So at this point, we're basically looking for a move above that. Confirms that you're potentially going higher, right? Could you get a fake out here? You could, but if you get a move and a close, and it, you know, it does effectively something like that, you know, there could be a way to play that to the upside. If you were to get a break below here, like this comes up, goes down, same thing, you might be able to get a play to the downside off of that level there. So this is good. This is just giving us market structure to work with here. And, you know, it's easy to just kind of come in here, highlight your area to the downside that you're watching, highlight your area to the upside that you're watching, and then essentially just let price tell us where it's going to go next. And you could probably range trade this. If we spend a little bit of time here, you could probably range trade that. So let me zoom in to like a 15-minute on BTC, see if I see anything immediately. Again, like this can keep kind of pushing up here internally, but until you really get a breach of this upside, this thing could still roll over and come to the downside. You do have this internal structure here now inside of BTC as well. So on a 15-minute, not only do you have this low that you want to see broken for a big move to the downside, you also now have this higher low here as well. So if on the 15-minute, you know, you see this come down and it takes that low out here, that's signaling that, you know, that's likely to get taken as well. It'd be very strange, in my opinion, for this thing to come, take that low out, and then still somehow try and go higher. I think it's rather unlikely, not impossible. But it just, why would you be shifting? You know, why would you be breaking this structure here that it's working so hard to try and form for maybe something like that, you know? So, other than that, though, nice volume on that. I like that. It is an engulfing candle as well to the downside. Still above the low time frame EMAs, so nothing really has changed there. Yeah, I'd probably just be watching BTC for now. Really, the big, you know, you want to see a big move above here to come up and challenge previous week high, or, you know, you're going to lose this low that was just put in, and then ultimately come and test at least monthly open, but probably the weekly and previous week areas down here. Everything else, in my opinion, is kind of pointless to even look at, unless we're going to talk like way down the road, because short term, they're all going to do the same thing. They're all kind of looking the same. I don't see anything that's really acting super different to what BTC is doing. There's some alts like Hype and stuff like that that are moving. Some of these are moving a little bit. XPL. I kind of wonder if this one's not getting ready to put a little pump up. We can maybe look at that one in a minute. I might look at this one while Lady Traders maybe sharing to see if there's something here, because I actually wonder if there's not maybe sweeping this low and then trying to put in a move like that sometime today, maybe, possibly. So, which could be an interesting, could be a trade. Might be able to find a trade here, like a trade for the day on XPL. So maybe we'll come back and revisit this one. But there could also be a short setup if it breaks. So we'll have to kind of watch that one. But this one's had a lot of pressure to the upside, XPL. It gets just fast pumps. Retraces them, but it gets fast pumps. No, I think that's about it. I'll hand it back off to you, Lady Trader. But, at this point, the only other thing that I will add on here is I did throw on these VWAPs earlier today. And I did notice that it's been defending. I keep doing that. So it keeps defending this monthly anchored. I mean, mainly because, we're going into a new month, but you got the weekly, monthly anchored VWAPs there, which did reset. But those are here. We're bouncing off of that. And then you've got this big quarterly VWAP up here near 77.3, which would be above previous year low, previous week high, all of that, but below previous month high. So if we did somehow get a full extension up, the move could be up as high as that. I think it could be up in the upper 70s, maybe close to 80.
Perfect. No, this was incredible, Bits. Thank you so much for sharing. And we do have a very special guest with us as well today. She was also with us on FOMO Friday, and she's going to be hopefully a regular on these streams that she'll be joining us, myself and Bits, quite a bit. Nat, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, man. I had so much fun with you guys on Fridays. I figured, you know what, let's just make this a thing. I absolutely love what you're doing, Lady Trader. I think the streaming side of it definitely is a lot better and a lot stronger because
Nat, I can't, I'm having trouble hearing her. Bits, are you on the same boat?
Yeah, it sounds like you're off like on a different mic or something, like you're really distant from the mic.
Can you hear me better now?
It doesn't sound like your usual mic though. Do you have like a it sounds different. Do you have like a desk mic or something that you usually use? Oh, we might have lost her.
Yeah, we lost her.
I think she said she was having some outages though in her area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
come back
explains
to
it.
me, Lady Trader.
Okay, Nat. We'll do, definitely. Let us know as soon as you're ready to test again. But yeah, we will have Nat quite a bit as well on our show, and hopefully some of the other speakers as well, because what we want to do really is bring in some of these really awesome traders who can also share some of their strategies about how they are looking at the markets, what they look for when they're trading. And Nat is a regular also on Wolf Spaces quite a bit, where we pretty much have a really awesome crew there. I mean, pretty much everybody has their own method of how they trade. Kelvin, we have Bad Price, we have OTG, of course we have North Star. I mean, everybody is a legend, and we just we just kind of love brainstorming and discussing those ideas. It's incredible. I'll go ahead and share my screen while we wait for Nat to join back. We'll start with BTC, of course. So give me 1 second here. We'll bring it up. All right. So BTC, I mean, nothing has really changed for me. So like I keep going back to the daily chart and what we drew. Give me actually 1 second. I thought I was already sharing it. My apologies. Here we go. Okay. So for BTC, nothing has really changed for me. So what's happening is it's really funny for me to watch the trading psychology and investor psychology, right? When we are in a range, how people view what's happening and they form certain biases. And for me, if you guys remember, this was a range that I drew the first week of February. I mean, it's all recorded. You guys can go back and watch the streams and you'll find this one. This was the first week of February. And what I was saying is that we are going to be ranging. We are going to be ranging for a while here. And that's what we are seeing, right? So first week of February to now we are in mid-March, and it's really doing exactly how I anticipated the price to move, right? This is what it is about. Like Bits and I, we've talked about it quite a bit in the past as well, that when we are forming our analysis, we are anticipating the markets to do certain things, right? It's not always a guarantee. It's just based on what we've seen previously, based on what we see currently on the charts, based on the price action, based on the patterns. We are able to formulate these theories that, okay, this is what the market is going to do. And then you basically let the market decide, right? So my thesis was that we are going to be ranging for the next few weeks. And this is going to be the range that we will have. And what's going to happen is, of course, this range is going to be acting as a support and resistance, right, temporarily, until one of the sides is broken, and then potentially us going into the other direction as well. Of course, the bias is short. Why? Because we have not taken these lows yet. The liquidity has not been swept here. So what I'm anticipating is that we continue to range here for a little bit, right? Maybe we make a move to this upper high here, maybe get a rejection first, maybe even break above a little bit. That's totally fine. We have this 800 EMA that hasn't actually been retested since it was broken. On the higher time frame, it's not always a given that it's going to retest, but there's a possibility that it could happen, right? That it may retest this upper range. And then, of course, what I'm going to anticipate is a rejection off of that. There are certain areas here that I'm watching, of course, that are areas of interest. We have the daily 50 EMA right here. Of course, this is part of the range here that I was watching previously, which is really, I mean, 74 to 75K is, remember, the same area that everybody was talking about, that, hey, this is it, like 74K. It cannot, BTC will not go below 74K. That was the area, right? So people were watching it as a support, which now is going to be acting as resistance. So of course, naturally, when the price makes its move to the upside, right, it goes to 74 to 75K, there's going to be an initial rejection. Whether or not it holds, that's a different story, which is why I have this range, that this is a range that I anticipate the price to stay in, right? And we are in it. But the fun part when I was talking about is the psychology, the investor psychology, the trader psychology, is they see a move like this, right? When the price is crashing and it's like, uh-oh, we're going to crash, which is fine. Of course, we're going to crash at some point, right? But then the price does something like this and it's like, okay, this is it. We've bottomed out. This was it. Now we're going to make new highs. And that this was it. This was the move. This was our generational entry. And it's funny for me because to me, it's still in the range. It's like, guys, we are still in the range. Now, if we go up, we break this range, right? Then we maybe retest this one. Either we reject here and just continue to roll over, or we we reject here, then maybe make a move up, maybe break through this resistance a little bit, retest this, and then we come back down, we find a really awesome support, and then we continue to move up. And the price shows us that over the next few months, right? It takes a lot of time for those kind of bottoms to form. Then then we could say, okay, maybe we could, maybe this time it will be different. And then of course this area here, if it's broken right here, then we could talk about now what's going to happen. Are we going to get new all-time highs and all of that? It's not going to happen, right? We're not going there. This is not happening. This is a possibility, right? But until this happens, we go above 100K, then I could say, well, maybe, now we can say we can attempt that. Maybe it is different this time because it's giving me a significant move, which it hasn't done previously in some of the previous cycles. So that could be an anomaly that we could discuss, but that's not the case. We are still in this range. This range was identified first week of February, nothing has changed. And so getting bullish all of a sudden, which, of course, this is like I could talk about it right now. From the pattern, what it's like, it is a little bit bullish right now, right? This is basically, it's showing you the price is trying to find this was basically a move above this, right? So we got a new high, a new you could call it like a higher high. Now we've created a higher low on a daily, right? And so you could also say this was maybe a daily higher high as well, right? It didn't go below this one. And then this structure did not go below this one. So yeah, it's a little bit bullish, but again, this liquidity was not taken. And so this is a very, very weak pattern to me. This is like a fake out. This is one of those patterns where markets trap you and then crush your stop losses, and in a very bad way, in a very ugly way, similar to what the price did here. Remember this pattern here. And I kept saying that this was a very weak pattern because it was standing on one leg. We did not take the liquidity here. So when it comes back down, it's going to be very aggressive. And we saw that happen. We've gone through this so many times. You guys know this. And so now we are in the same boat once again. We have this bottom forming here, right? With similar one leg, which again is not very strong. And a lot of people are going to be trapped here. So just be cautious, and buying at highs is not a good idea. And so this range, of course, was identified for a reason, that when price comes back, maybe it will find support here, and it did. And so these two are also areas of interest. You have the monthly open, you have the weekly open. And so we'll see what happens. But my bias has not changed just because I see a few green candle. It has absolutely no impact on my trading psychology. This does not excite me. Anything, it tells me, okay, if it goes above, it's just going to give me a really awesome short trade, which I'm waiting for very patiently, right? We did catch this move, most of it. I did. Now I'm going to be waiting. I'm okay with this one. This was my trade last month. And now I'm waiting for this move to happen. And I'm going to be patient. I'm going to give it time. So no hurry here. Okay, so that's what it is. Now on M15, I did share that there are a few different trades that are basically brewing right now. So what I would say, so basically also if you look at it like this area here, once this was broken, also it kind of gave you this one-to-one trade if you took this one. I was not very keen on this setup. But this particular one, this little W right here, I am very interested in this area. This will be potentially a short opportunity once the price gets here, right? I did share it in the group. Again, these are breakout trades, so I want you to be very cautious with it. The pattern has to be perfect. Everything has to line up. The timing has to be perfect as well. Like if it is during a low liquidity time, then that setup becomes a little bit more weak, right? But what I'm looking for price to do is once we break this area here, it's going to give us a one-to-one trade. And so the stop loss for me will be going here somewhere, and then maybe here, and then same, whatever the stop loss is going to be, that same points is where my take profit is going to be here at the bottom. Maybe we get as low as this one, monthly open, and then the price bounces maybe for a little bit, ranges before it creates new lows, something like that. Or maybe, get above this a little bit as well. So we'll see. But when the price comes down here, this is going to be a breakout trade. It needs to happen soon though, because if, once we are sitting way up there, then it again becomes a little bit weak of a pattern. So I like for it to be super close to the price before I will take the trade. So let's see what the market gives us here. But these kind of breakout trades I really love taking. There could also be potentially a breakout trade, similar breakout trade here once the price gets here, right? So once this one is broken, then potentially stop loss here, and then take profit would be your same. So one-to-one trade here. So there are two potential one-to-one trades that I'm watching that we could potentially get in. It was similar to what we saw here, right? This was a nice little pattern here, or this one even, for a quick, like your stop loss would be here, your take profit would be here. So I'll be watching for these two trades. This one, higher probability probably than this one. And so watching this one for sure right now. But let's see what the price gives us. Overall picture does not change. So when I see any kind of bullish posts here, it doesn't make sense to me because It's in the range. And it's funny how the markets trap you as well. Anytime somebody gets excited because of this price action, it kind of shows you they don't have much time in the market because it's still in the range. And that's the whole point of the range is you don't really know which direction the price is going. It's in the range. It's still in the range. It doesn't show you anything yet. And so there's no point in being bullish here or bearish really until it kind of gives you that, right? I'm bearish because of historical data. If there was no historical data, then I'd be like, okay, it hasn't taken the liquidity, so that's a little bit risky. But we could see more potential upside if that was not the case. But we are in a barrier, and fundamentals are not very strong either right now with what's happening in the Middle East. So we are potentially, headed towards maybe even a nuclear war. Who knows? An initial impact of that is always a crash, and then war overall is good for the markets, right? So there's that, but initially it's bad. And of course with oil situation and everything else, just not the best outlook right now for the markets. So that's what I have for BTC. Of course, for Ethereum and Solana, I'm looking at the same pattern to form, right? So basically just waiting at all of those levels to draw, or all of those levels to be retested, and then try and position myself for some opportunities. But Ethereum also has some levels coming up, right? So this 2227 is your daily 50 EMA. You also have this one. I don't think it's going to go that high. If it does, I mean, it's great because it's going to be really good for some of the meme coin plays in the market, which we do dabble into every once in a while. So there's going to be that, but we'll see. This is going to be a pretty major area of resistance for Ethereum. So that's one that I'm watching. Also on BTC, I have said it before, but basically this level here, I am watching as well. So watch how price does here. Like, you remember the range, right? For 74 to 75K, that's the range. But look at here too, 77 or 78K is a major level as well. There's a fib level here. And then of course you have your daily EMA. So these are some major levels, these two, to watch. But this one here is going to act as a resistance as well in a big way. So we'll see if it does top out here maybe. But once we crash through this, of course, this is going to be my next target for some potential upside, right? Like if you could see these are really working out well. These fib levels are actually working out well on the yearly. This basically the yearly fib for us. So we'll see how the price acts. But this one and this one, these two are going to be some of the levels that I'm going to be watching for sure. This one for a small bounce, and then ultimately this one, and maybe we even find a bottom here, or we can go, a little bit below that. So we'll see how it works out. Of course, timing over price every single time. That's what I always say. So be cautious there. All right, and then one thing that I think Bits, you were also on this discussion, but Bitcoin Gold chart. I want to take a look at that one. So Bitcoin Gold is really like, Bits, you were mentioning that we are really heading towards that 2023 level, right? 2023 already, 2022. So this is very interesting because this is, was it you or somebody else who said we could potentially, this could potentially determine how low we could go on BTC USD chart as well?
I mean, this is one of those charts I've been looking at a lot, but I'm trying to think of what the conversation was specifically.
It was around how this is showing us that we could see something similar happening on BTC USD as well, where price goes to.
Oh, yes. Basically, yeah. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. So like if in Bitcoin Gold, if you break a bear market low, is it essentially signaling that you might break your bear market low on the USD chart? Now I remember what you're talking about. Yeah. Because this one did, for example, on Bitcoin, if you were watching Bitcoin over gold, you did kind of have early bear signs. This chart was the reason I was so bearish when I was rocking the bear PFP and stuff like that, because this thing was just screaming, we are not healthy. Bitcoin USD was flying, and then this thing was just not doing the same thing. And so it, I think unfortunately, like Bitcoin USD remained what's the word, like it remained irrational longer than anyone could have really projected. But this was definitely signaling like, hey, something's broken or something's not as healthy as it could be, right? And you're kind of seeing that now to the downside. When this thing broke down, when this thing put in that lower high that you see up there after the absolute peak, BTC USD still went up and put a higher high, even though this thing put in a lower high, and then it rolled over after that. We had a violent dump. We had the 10-10 crash not long after that. When was that peak right there on Bitcoin Gold, Lady Trader? That lower high. When was that?
This was the same time, right? So November, or no, it was actually August. Oh wow,
August.
okay.
Yeah. So see, basically
So
a little
even
bit
November.
before, a little bit before the peak, Bitcoin Gold had already topped. So it was kind of telling you ahead of time. It was a couple months ahead of the USD chart. Yeah.
This is very interesting. So so we are running a little bit ahead here as well. So it would be very interesting, Bits, if it goes below this, which it might very well because of all of the situation right now. So this is very interesting. But this is very interesting that even in October and November we were actually here. So it's definitely, I mean, my goodness, this was actually November. That's when we topped. We had the topping candle for BTC.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this close. My goodness.
That's when you that's when you broke structure on this one, huh?
Yeah. This is a mess. My goodness. But this is basically if I was trading on an M15, I'd be targeting this.
And Bitcoin over silver is even uglier, I think. Bitcoin over silver is really ugly. Bitcoin over silver, actually, it already broke bear market lows. Bitcoin over silver.
Why can't I get to that Bitcoin? Or do I have to?
Yeah, you got to manually put it in then XAG. No.
Okay.
The third one down. Yeah, it's a good one. Or really even the Capital Com one that says silver is a good one. Any of those will work. And then for BTC, I normally just put the all-time history. So if you click on your BTC in your search bar, I usually just do the all-time history. Yeah. And then hit enter. There you go. But yeah, look at that. Bitcoin silver already broke the low of 2022 bear market. It bounced.
Oh my goodness.
But it came down to it.
Oh. Yeah. I hardly look at Bitcoin silver. I think I may have only looked at it a couple of times. Not a chart I usually pay attention to. Even Bitcoin Gold, I haven't really looked at it last bull market or last bear market. So this bear market was I looked at it this bear market. If it wasn't for you and Northstar, I probably wouldn't even look at it. BTC Gold, just because I'm always looking at BTC USD.
Right.
But this is definitely telling a story here. So crazy stuff. I mean, incredible price movement, incredible. It basically just telling you some predictions here. So that's pretty amazing. We'll see where it ends up again. I mean, this is a possibility here, especially considering if we are anticipating silver to continue to make a move high and gold as well, then this is going to be amazing. I'm going to look at oil.
I'll pull up silver gold while you do that.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. Okay. Oh, this is a monthly. I thought it was daily. I'm like, what happened? What did I miss today? But okay. So oil looks like it retested this 13 EMA. So this is very interesting looking. I wonder if it's about to make a move, or maybe we come down a little bit more. Maybe retest this monthly EMA 74 to 75 before making a move up, or just here. I know there's a lot of stuff happening in Middle East right now.
US oil, no, I think it's going to go back up. Look at, what is this on a 1 day?
Yeah, this is daily. So 87 right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're running out of time on that daily, but yeah, there's a chance it can still come up and maybe reject off that weekly and then head down to monthly if it doesn't go down to monthly first.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I've been running it out. It's also interesting because one thing that, as someone who didn't grow up here, I can tell you how much I appreciate still the countries that just give me the news. No, don't give me the opinions, don't give me anything. Sure. Just show me what happened. And it's funny because I'm having to find my news from India and also from Pakistan, because they're not going to have talking heads. They're going to have talking heads separately, but not during the news time. During the news time, all they're going to say is, this is the Iranian army telling you this, and Trump said this, and they'll just play the clips and translations. That's it. No opinions given. Just tell me the news, and that's it. So I'm having to go find news everywhere where it makes sense. So it's just too much happening, it seems, today, especially around oil. It seems like the world is having to tap into the reserves to keep the prices down. Because if Iran continues to control the Strait of Hormuz, then there's going to be some bad news for oil, which again is going to be very exciting for guess who? North Star's community, because they've
Yeah.
caught this move uh, way before, right? So they didn't know what was going to happen, whether it was going to be war or what. The main thesis was that oil, gold, and silver move into the same direction. It was amazing to see when silver and gold were at all-time highs. People were actually buying at all-time highs,
I know.
and
You should have been buying
North,
oil.
you should have been
Oh
buying.
no.
But North Star was screaming from his rooftop, telling us to buy oil, saying, "All right,
Yeah.
guys, silver has made the move, gold has made the move, oil is lagging behind, go buy it." And yeah,
And
this is what we're seeing. And
he's actually starting to say that, don't chase oil either, but look at
yeah,
soft commodities. So he was talking about, like looking at um grain, sugar,
hmm
coffee,
hmm
cotton, stuff like that.
yeah,
Um,
anything that's lagging behind now, right? You
yeah.
have to go to that. You have to rotate. So
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll
yeah,
share a quick chart which is kind of in line with this, Lady Trader, and I've shared it
mhm.
with you before.
Yes.
Here, let me flip over. Um, but it's on Bitcoin. It's this Bitcoin, this one right here, Bitcoin over GSG. So
hmm
GSG, if you're not familiar,
hmm
GSG is the iShares commodity indexed trust. So it's just a way to look at the same thing, like commodity strength, right?
hmm
And man, Northstar had actually shared another one earlier today that I should have written down. I'll have to hit him up and find out what it was, because I want to put BTC over that other one that he mentioned. But basically, Bitcoin against commodities, like you're coming into an area here of support. So there
hmm
is an opportunity, depending on what happens next. Either Bitcoin's going to have a chance to try and bounce against commodities, and
hmm
we'll have to pay attention to this, or Bitcoin's about to break down further, and eventually at some point, if you got something like this where Bitcoin had a bearish retest against commodities, oh man, that's going to look awful. That's going to look absolutely awful. This would 100% be screaming like recessionary type of stuff, right? Because
yeah.
why are your risk on stuff just melting against the prices of commodities, right? Um,
hmm
it'll be very, very interesting. So this is a very key level to watch here for BTC against GSG, which is this like commodity index of sorts, and then Bitcoin against equities. Against it's kind of same thing. It swept some lows from 2024, and it's kind of hanging out here. So yeah, I think we're about to see if this thing is coming quite a bit lower, or if it's going to try and hang out here. But yeah, Bitcoin's fascinating, and like even the stablecoin chart that we keep looking at. I mean, we're running out of time here. Is kind of what my thesis was. With this, it's like we're really starting to run out of time with the stablecoin dominance chart.
hmm
If it's going to pop up, and if we're going to get a continuation that's going to go into something like this, I mean, I've been of the opinion that I think it needs to happen this week, maybe mid next week at most, but I think it needs to probably happen this week. So, like, I don't know, price makes narrative follows the price. It's like what is going to occur to explain, for all the people that are always looking for like, well, the why, like what's going to
hmm
happen that's going to make the why people start talking about this is why price fell again. This is why, it's going lower.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Who knows?
Thinking. No, absolutely, you're right. And by the way, Nat is having an outage in her
I
area, so
figured.
she's unable to
Yeah.
join. Yep. But one thing that I also wanted to discuss, Bits, I was actually looking at Bitcoin dominance chart
Yeah,
um,
pull it up. Yeah.
over the weekend, and one thing that really stood out to me, like when this one closed, like this weekly candle closed,
Mhm.
usually from what I've seen on a pattern like this, at least on a smaller time frame, is a at least a retest of this, if not a little bit lower. And so
Of where?
I'm
Way down
thinking,
there? Oh shoot.
yeah, I'm thinking like it's gonna be at least here
Uh,
or here. I mean, this looks more likely to me, unless of course we make a move up very quickly here. But I think it's gonna retest this one. I mean I could be wrong here, but at least that's what's seen on a smaller time frame.
Yeah.
And then also, I mean, it looks to me it's looking bearish right now. Bitcoin dominance is looking bearish. Or I'm sorry, USDT dominance,
Stablecoin,
not
yeah,
Bitcoin.
yeah.
Yeah, stablecoin dominance. And so look at this one. I mean, this daily chart, usually it's basically telling me it's going to go lower, which again is in line with what we are anticipating on BTC. But we may have to adjust. I may have to adjust. I know, Bits, you and some of the others are of the opinion we could potentially go here, right?
Yeah,
Potentially.
Yeah, close to 80 will be kind of the next big pocket.
Yeah. So I'm not there yet. I'm more like 78, 75 to 78, that range.
Yep.
But I may have to adjust my target here based off of what I'm seeing also on USDT dominance as well. And so weekly, again, I'm going to continue to monitor this because we're spending a lot of time. I mean, it is coming down. That's the fact. When is going to be the key, right? It could happen anytime. So also one thing to remember in 2022, what also happened when we had this move, right? So we had this candle, which was it looks exactly like how the last weekly candle closed looked like, right? Similar to this. And so what we had was price to basically moved up, which means everybody was pretty much bullish at that point. And then, of course, when the candle closed, it was a whole different story. And so something like that could still play out here, right? Where, I mean, we're doing something similar. What I don't like is that it has not retested this band here. So I'm watching this one as well. But it could do something where it, comes here, then rolls over again.
If it rolls over, that band will come down to the candle, right? Like it'll.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll look like, in hindsight, it'll look like it touched it or got really close.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
It.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and even if it crashes here, sometimes because it's a moving average, it's just going to move. So it may just look like it, right? That it retested, even though it has not. So that's the case. But depending on how this weekly candle closes, but even like this week, when I was looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it could do something like this. I mean, that's a possibility, especially with everything that's happening right now in the world. We are basically, it's sort of like a third world war almost, whether we want to call it or not. I mean, a lot of countries are now involved in it, so we'll see. But we'll see how the weekly closes. This is going to be the key factor. But again, if I'm looking at this one, I'm seeing, okay, nothing has changed really too bearish. But USDT dominance is telling me I need to be cautious here. At least let's retest this one, if not a little bit lower.
Do me a favor and add USDC to that. So just add a plus USDC, because it's funny how USDC.D add the dominance.D. Yep. Because when you combine them, it's interesting how it changes the chart quite a bit. On the zoomed out view, like in the near time frame, it looks pretty similar, but when you zoom out, look how much more room there is to the upside, to like the highs. Yeah, quite a bit more room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it's gonna go there. It's just whether do we retest this?
I don't know if I mean, what is this, a weekly time frame? Go to a 1 month on this.
Oh yeah, okay.
I mean, the 1 month still has quite a bit of momentum to the upside. The candles, like that candle got bigger. I'm not seeing like a monthly reversal yet there. And did it pull back on that candle? I think it pulled back about 50% of the prior candle already, didn't it, on the monthly? Like this current candle went back about 50% of the previous month already. A lot of times you get a 50% pullback and then you go the other way.
Yeah. No, daily is definitely, or monthly is definitely looking bullish. Oh my god, like this one also. Goodness.
I know.
And remember your breakout trades too, right there, right? This is your
I mean, even if it came all the way there and then sat on it as support, it's structurally okay. But then that would mean that BTC is going a lot higher, like a lot higher than what we're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, on monthly, I could see what you're saying, Bits, because it shouldn't go below this one.
Yeah, exactly. It
It-
should not.
yeah.
Exactly. At
Because
most, like it goes like 50% of it, and I think it's almost there. I think if I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
it did
measure it on
50
my
almost.
chart, like
Oh,
it
it looks
looks like
like
it
it.
did. Oh,
Yeah, it did 50%. Yeah. No, I think you're right. Unless like it just wants to come back, maybe here, fill the gap fully,
it went
and then
perfect. It went to a perfect 50% of the body, and
uh-huh.
of the previous candle, like high to low, it went like 70%. So I mean, that might be it's met everything that it would really need to do. It's just the weekly looks weird. It looks, you know what it is though? It reminds me of like what Landy says. The charts always look pumpiest before dumpiest. like, like, are we getting that right now? Where it's trying to fake people out. It's trying to look super bullish, and then it's about to just epically reverse. You know?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And I mean, worst case scenario, I mean, it's not going to go below that monthly, but even if it came
Correct.
down to this 10.18, that's just going to fill the gap basically, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just like a gap filling right here and then reverse. But yeah, monthly is definitely looking like it's going to go up.
It
Like
needs to go
I would
higher. Yeah,
not
it needs
be
to go
short.
way
Yeah,
higher. Exactly. You
yeah,
wouldn't step in front of
I
this
would
with a
not short.
short. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
not at all. Not at all.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, which again goes back to the same thing, right? You would not buy Bitcoin here. That's basically the same story. Even though you could
Correct.
see maybe it will go to 80K, 75K, but I would not personally. I wouldn't be buying. But yeah, this makes sense. Bits. I mean, it shouldn't go below this one because if it does go below this one, then of course now we are then looking at
Then you're
different
probably
type of
putting in a you're looking at something very different because you've got a probably like a macro lower high or something like that. Like it's just like oof. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we could, because of everything that's happening in the world, and then the ugliest yearly close that we've had in BTC, I would not be surprised if it does something weird, right? Where it kind of does something bullish just to get people excited, especially if the goal is to get into that multi-year bear market. But yeah, I would not be shorting here, right? So this means USDT dominance about to make a move up, which means BTC about to make a move to the downside. So we'll see. But weekly, I mean, again, potentially this one here. Potentially, I'm just looking at this. Like if it was M15, I will be like, all right, it's gonna probably retest this and then roll over. So we'll see. I mean, we still have much time in the weekly close, and of course, we have previously the same thing happened, right? So what was it? 2022.
Yeah.
So we had a similar pattern. So was it this one?
No, up above.
This one, right here. Yeah, this was the one. Okay. So it came down quite a bit.
It did.
And then it just kind of flew. So if it was here, I would still be thinking, okay, it's probably going to retest this 13 EMA, which it did not. So it just made the move above. So we'll see. But again, this would be a pretty neat breakout trade as well if once this one is broken, like right here, 11.7, because then it's going to fly.
Check this out. Watch, I'm going to flip screens again.
Yeah.
This is inverted. This is that chart, logarithmic and inverted.
Okay.
I mean, it's it looks different when you do that, right? But this is still coming down. There's nothing here that's screaming to me that it's getting ready to fly higher. To your point though, you do have kind of like this inverted fair value gap area here, right? Like is it technically like, are we coming to fill just this gap here? But above that, I mean, if it went above that, then you're changing structure at that point because you've got a low, a high. If it went above that, then something else is happening here, and it's probably done heading in this direction, at least in the short term. But yeah, this monthly looks interesting. Let's check the 3 month. Yeah, 3 months. See, that's still a ton of momentum to the downside. There's nothing there that's telling me that it's done. Not yet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 3 months is pretty clear.
Yeah, monthly still looks good. Let's look at even like a 2 week. That might have been it. Look, this 2 week candle just kind of swept the high of previous week. I mean, of the previous 2 weeks. Is that what you're getting here? and then it
Mhm.
closes within this in 4 days, you close within that, and then you go to the downside. That move might have been it, Lady Trader. Here, let me re-invert this back how it was. Yeah, this low might have been it. Even on a daily time frame, if you're looking at this,
Mhm.
as long as we don't go below this, that might be it. This basically swept the lows over here, came
Mhm.
up. I mean, this thing can come pretty deep. It can come all the way down here even, and still technically be a higher low, and then really shoot off after that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing really stopping it from that here. Let me look at a 3-day. Yeah, 3-day could just be getting ready to gear up to go higher. I
Yeah.
don't know that I'm seeing anything concerning just yet there. I wouldn't want it to come back below here though. Probably this like this level that it swept. I'd want it to stay above that.
Mhm.
See if there's any VWAPs around here. The quarterly
Let's check
one here
let's check M15 for a potential trade right now. Also,
on BTC.
BTC. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm still short exposed on BTC right now.
Mhm.
I this is the one I shared in the chat, and also on my page I shared this one, if you guys remember.
Yes.
Right. So I gave that entry here, which was this is the one that I like. Obviously, like those are my favorite setups, right? You
Mhm.
broke structure, came back, gave a retest, flew down. I TP'd on it, but I did leave a partial position open, so I'm still in it.
Mhm.
And I did grab a hedge here, but I've already closed the hedge long. I'm already out. So right now I'm basically betting on this thing rolling over. And it's
Mhm.
still, it's right now it's currently below my original entry. My stop is still above. I could probably tighten my stop up a little bit at this point, so I'll go in there and I'll probably mess with that. But
Mhm.
M15, you're bouncing. Is it coming back up? So you're talking about potentially getting back long on this thing, or were you saying to the
Sure.
downside?
No, to the downside. But of course, the H4 needs to do something. I mean, H4, I'm not too keen on shorting this pattern. But I mean, we are
Yeah.
at a major EMA. We are at 200 EMA on H4 and 800 EMA on hourly. So it's a major EMA that we are
What's the
currently
hourly?
on.
4 minutes
Which,
left in the hour.
yeah, 4 minutes left, and in the hour, and then an hour left, an hour and four for 4 hour.
I'd probably wait for the 4 hour, because look, if the 4 hour closes below the high of the previous 4 hour candle, then you're probably doing that little 3 fractal reversal and you're heading back down here.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
at that point you break this structure here, right? Like at that point, this is
Mhm.
really clean 1 hour structure. So
Yeah.
if this does head back down, I mean, this is clear. This is a clear horizontal level of support. So if at
Mhm.
some point you break that, then you might get a bearish retest for like something like that at that point. You come down, you break something like that,
Mhm.
and you can even take that if you're not comfortable from up here. Or you can add
Yes.
size, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
almost tempted to, like, at this point, if you're not in, like, if you're not rushing and you're patient and you want the best trade, you can wait that hour that's left for the 4 hour to close. And if the 4 hour, here, we'll even draw it out. If the 4 hour closes below that previous 4 hour there, then we can look for potentially a move back down. So essentially you're looking for a move below the top of this big green candle here, this one that wicked up
Mhm.
right at 71. Call it 71K. Like, you really don't want to see it close above
Mhm.
71K. So we can let this chop around here. This could still chop around. It could even go above it for a little bit, but you don't want to see that 4 hour close above this level. Ideally, you want to leave this as the high, right? So you also
Mhm.
don't want to see price move above this again. So
Yes.
even if this kind of chops here for the next hour, does something like that, and then you get that big breakdown, you'll get confirmation of a break of this structure, you'll eventually break that. But this will be the big one, is this gray zone down here. If you break that, you had support, you flipped it, you held it, swept it. If you break that, like, it's definitely, that's it. Then we're talking about these levels down here.
I'm going to self-identify as Ash for a second here. And I'm going to show you something that I think is going to be exciting, and also will be exciting for market maker method traders. And so what Ash like to do also, which market maker method students also like to do, Steve Morrow's students, is looking for these weekly reversal patterns and week. So basically what the theory is, price moves in a certain way every week, and you're going to find same things happening over and over and over again. And I can find you like an old chart that looks exactly like this from years ago, from decades ago. Like, this happens, these patterns repeat over and over again. But look at what happened. You had basically going into the week, right, going into Monday, you had this basically traders were trapped here. Price made the move it made this beautiful W, right? And then what happened was this move here, and remember, this was that whatever you call it, turtle soup, right? That's what you call it. It's right here. That was a turtle soup kind of trade here, that once this one was broken. So basically right here was the trade. But this W basically gives you 3 pushes, right, into the upside. So you had the first move, the second move, the third move, and a lot of times, and this is something that all of the Steve Morrow's students love, is the third move that has 3 pushes to the upside. So you have 1, 2, third one is very off, like really, really awesome, like really trappy, really big, like full of momentum. Where when you see something like this, you're going to be like, okay, it can't go lower than that. This is it. This was it. And that's it. That's when they crush you. So a lot of traders are trapped. So you have clear first, second, and third move. And the third move actually has 3 moves, 3 smaller moves within it. And so now, of course, this is your top. And so from the weekly perspective, price should not go above this one. And you now, of course, are looking at, and these are also like, now we are looking at Wednesday here, right? And so this is your midweek reversal almost. And look at this one too, hourly closed here. But this is like your M pattern in the works as well. So you have your W, and you can go back and check all of the stuff that Ash posts. You'll see him repeating this over and over again. You'll see these patterns. And this is how I used to trade a lot. And I still look at it, right? I'm not like necessarily catching the entire move, but a lot of people do. I'm okay with basically, once I find the trend, then I'm going to hold it. Like if it's short, then yeah, I'm okay with holding, but not like catching both sides. But a lot of students do catch both of these moves. So if this was the M pattern, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the price to actually confirm here, right? Close below this EMA here, which is your 800 EMA on hourly, close under this one, and then potentially have a really awesome short opportunity once it confirms. Once it confirms below, then it's going to make it difficult for price to go up. Of course, your stop loss would be here. Your first take profit will be here at 50 EMA on hourly, which, it may or may not find support here, maybe just roll over. But this is like your classic midweek reversal pattern in the works bits right here in front of our eyes.
Yeah, could be it. It's it looks clean.
I mean, look at this one, Bits. This is like your short, almost like your short entry here. Man, this is like a trade right here.
Yeah, I like it. I might need to add to it.
Yeah, I'm going to, I think, add as well. This is looking yummy to me. So let me go back. Yeah, Bits, this is it. This is your short entry right here.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, maybe we could wait a little bit and see, but
no, I mean,
how high is it going to?
Yeah, I mean, I think at most, like, your next pump maybe goes back up to like 70.8 again or something like that. I don't think it's going to take out that high that got put in. I think that's it.
Yeah.
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 And I definitely don't think it's going above that Wednesday high at 74. I think that that's for sure locked in. Or
Yeah.
not 74, 72. Or was it
Yeah.
74? No, yeah, it was 74 from last Wednesday. So and then 72 this week. So
Yeah. Man, Ash is gonna love this one when he replays.
I'm
Yeah. So
curious
your entry.
what he's saying. Is he what time is it? He should be waking up right around now. So I think we'll get his comments here. If he's
Yeah.
not working, we'll get some commentary from him. Probably be watching the
It's,
replay. But yeah, this does look clean and like the more I the more I look at it, I think I will
yeah. This is it.
end up adding to it.
Yeah. No, this looks pretty clear to me. So I mean, it's gonna be again. It's a trade setup, right? So always there's risk, but I mean, your
Mhm.
risk to reward ratio would be pretty awesome on this one. So I'm liking it bits. This is a pretty clear, I mean, a high probability trade, right? So
Back it up. Back the
yeah,
dump truck.
yes,
Yeah, it does look good. And
yeah,
this would also, right, going back to stablecoin dominance, this would mean stables are about to reverse aggressively.
hmm,
And you know, and maybe we're gonna get that huge move that's coming, Lady Trader.
yeah. No, I think we're getting ready for that.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Go to the
So
1 hour time frame on this. Look how clean of a sweep that was of those previous hourly candles. On
yeah,
this
yeah,
last, like, this is just, it's all it was. It was just a sweep to the upside. Sure, you're above the EMA, but I don't know that it's gonna hold.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you get another push up. I'd be very surprised if you got another push up. Let me go try and argue against my thesis. What
I
would it
mean,
need to do to get a push up?
I could argue that this, like, if I was to say create a bull case, it would be like, okay, finding support here at 800 EMA because it's retesting. It doesn't look like it though.
Yeah, I keep going back to the 4 hour, and the 4 hour to me, granted, we still have, about an hour left.
Yeah.
What does the daily look like so far? Daily is just kind of flat. It's gone up, it's
Yeah.
gone down.
Daily is choppy, trappy, and choppy.
3-day, same, doesn't really do anything. Weekly range. Weekly is the only interesting one, but if this thing pulls back over the next 4 days, it's going to look ugly.
Yeah.
12-hour structure. Look at the 8-hour.
I have not checked 8 hours.
They all look about the same. The only reason I flip through like 12, 8, and 6 is to see if there's anything that's very different from like a 4 hour or a daily. But if they're all kind of showing the same thing, there's confluence through the different time frames, and it's like, all right, there's nothing I need to be worried about.
Yeah. And remember, I mean, your first TP is coming up. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind, as you do short. But I mean, this looks pretty clear to me, bits.
Yeah.
Very, very clear. So I'm gonna take a position on this one.
Yeah, I added a little bit to mine as well. I'm gonna wait on that 4 hour to really size it up, but so now my average, what's my average entry at now? It came down a little bit. Let me see. 78.47 is what I'm at now. All right. So if we don't get wrecked, nah, I won't get wrecked.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to really size it. I'm still doing okay here though. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna tighten up my stops and stuff and just bring them down a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Because my original stop was up at like almost 72. It was like at
Mhm.
71.9 or something like that.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna bring that down probably closer to. I don't know if I'm gonna go 71.3 just yet. I might wait for
Yeah.
that 4 hour close for that one, but I'll probably put it at least to like 71.5.
Mhm.
Somewhere up
Yeah.
by that Wednesday structure.
Yeah. I'm gonna be. Yeah. I think this is pretty clear now. So yeah, let's go, guys. We're already up on this trade.
And you're about to fall down here below the 21. Yeah, look, you got a perfect retest of the 13. Yeah, it's looking good. Even if
Mhm.
you're just
That
scalping
was
it.
a
Yeah.
that was a bits of will. It's kind of funny bits like how I can kind of tell what you're looking at, what Ash will be looking at, and like okay, this was your signature trade, right, on the retest.
Yep. Yep. I like those retests.
So that was your retest. You have a pattern that Ash likes to see on hourly. Man, this is incredible. Let's go. Short. It's been a while since we've taken a live trade together too. So
Yeah, they don't set up during this time very often anymore.
yeah, yeah. Especially when it's ranging. Once it comes out
Yep.
of the range, then we're gonna be able to find a lot of these trades. But today looks good. Looks like we're gonna, yeah, this trade is gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, actually, because the one we took on Tuesday, that first short, it was around this time.
Mhm.
It was maybe 30 minutes to an hour before, but it was kind of around the
Yeah,
same time of the day. So that's
yeah.
interesting. So that's two now, two in a row
Two in a
this
row. Yeah,
week that are at this same time roughly.
yeah. Oh, look at this one coming down. And now we forgot what you were looking at, Bits, when I asked you to look at the M15 because I was like, hey, look at what's happening on M15.
I think we were just looking at stables. Yeah, I think we were just looking at
Yeah,
stables,
stablecoin dominance. Yeah.
which nothing's changed. I mean, again, it's like I was just throwing on some VWAPs to see if there was anything there, but there's nothing of interest really. Everything's
Hmm.
way below.
Hmm.
So
Now imagine when we do come down here. This was your breakout trade, which I don't even have to take anymore. But when we do come back down here, which means then it's going to be going further.
yeah,
So that's when, if I'm still in that trade, depending on how price acts here, um, if I'm still in the trade, I'm going to be taking some more off
yep,
on
yep,
the one of this one. So somewhere around here.
yeah. Oh, I need to go
Okay.
adjust this long position from this other one.
Wow, this is amazing, Bits. This is like one of those classic patterns. Similar to this as well. Like, look at this one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very similar.
To took the liquidity off of this one as well, like a nice little liquidity sweep
Hmm. Yeah,
off of this.
that was almost a similar entry to over there where you're pointing right now to like the one I took on Tuesday. Same thing. It broke
Hmm.
down, came back up, gave the retest.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically there. Yeah.
Let's hope it closes under this, and then we are gold. Let's see here. So you remember this is your 50 EMA is going to act a little bit like a support initially, so be cautious with that one. But yeah, midweek reversal right in front of our eyes. Let's see if it could follow through. That would be important. Oh, and it also did this. So remember what we talk about golden crosses and the first test of the golden cross. So it did this one, right? This was actually a bullish cross on hourly. So when price came back down to retest, it had a nice little reversal off of that and even created this pattern. And now we are coming back down. So usually when this happens, you are normally looking at a lot more downside. So we'll see how this pattern plays out. All right. Anything else, Bits, that you want to add?
No, not really. I'm gonna sit here, watch for that 4-hour close, and then hopefully it just absolutely melts, and we can trade this thing lower.
Yeah. Let's go. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us today. I think this was an incredible session. Let's see how our trade plays out. If you haven't shared the stream already, please go ahead and do that. We are recording it as well. So it's being recorded right now, and you can replay. So excited for the trade that we just got into. Let's see how this one plays out. We'll revisit it on Friday and see where we are at that point as well. So, all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thanks, Bits, for co-hosting it with me. Have a good day. Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
See you.